Imagine waking up each day with a clear, unwavering sense of purpose, unshaken by setbacks, calm amid chaos, and focused only on what truly matters. It might sound almost superhuman, doesn't it? Yet, this was the daily reality for one of history's most powerful figures, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and a devoted Stoic philosopher. His private reflections, compiled in what we now call meditations, have endured for centuries. But these aren't relics of a forgotten past. They are startlingly relevant, timeless insights into the discipline of the mind and mastery of the self. Today, we're diving into the heart of Stoicism, not as abstract philosophy, but as a practical framework for living a more grounded, focused, and purposeful life. Stoicism teaches us how to transform adversity into strength, emotional turmoil into calm, and the unpredictability of life into an opportunity for growth. Whether you're dealing with everyday stress, seeking clarity, or aiming to elevate your productivity, the Stoic mindset offers enduring wisdom. In a world overflowing with distractions and instant gratification, Stoicism anchors us in the virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. It's not about merely surviving the storm. It's about learning to navigate it with grace and intention. If you're ready to see life's challenges from a new, empowering perspective, stay with me. We're about to unpack the transformative teachings of Marcus Aurelius and how they can help you build a life of resilience and discipline. And if you find value in what we're creating here, I ask just one simple favor: subscribe. Stick with this video until the end, because if you've made it this far, you're likely not like everyone else. Consider yourself an exception, and let's dive into what makes the Stoic path so powerful. At the core of Marcus Aurelius's philosophy is the belief that self-discipline begins with purpose. But what does it mean to truly find your purpose? It's not about chasing titles or external validation. It's about uncovering what genuinely matters to you, what drives you at your core, and aligning your actions with that deeper calling. To the Stoics, living in agreement with nature meant understanding your unique role in the grand design of life and acting in harmony with your virtues. For Marcus, purpose wasn't an abstract ideal, it was a compass. It guided his decisions, from daily duties to moments of profound consequence. He believed purpose is what gets you out of bed in the morning. It's what keeps you steady when temptations pull you off course. And ultimately, it's what gives life meaning, not through grand achievements, but through integrity in the small things. In today's world, flooded with choices and distractions, finding that kind of clarity can feel overwhelming. This is where Stoic wisdom becomes not just helpful, but essential. Stoicism encourages us to strip away superficial wants and fleeting emotions, and instead ask, what truly deserves my time and energy? How do my actions serve both my growth and the greater good? If you're unsure where to start, look inward. What challenges are you drawn to solve? Where do you find deep satisfaction, even in effort? These are clues to your purpose. And once found, the Stoic habit of daily reflection becomes a powerful tool. Ask yourself each morning, what am I here to do today? And each evening, did I stay true to that purpose? With time, this practice sharpens your discipline and shapes your life into something far more meaningful. Another recurring theme in Aurelius's writings is the idea of self-reliance, counting on yourself. This doesn't mean rejecting others or isolating from the world. It means recognizing that your growth, your choices, and your responses to life rest in your own hands. For the Stoics, personal accountability was non-negotiable. The only thing truly within our control is ourselves, our thoughts, actions, and character. Everything else is external and therefore secondary. By learning to trust your reasoned judgment, you gain confidence, not through arrogance, but through competence and clarity. This is the kind of inner strength Aurelius championed, a quiet, resilient confidence born from self-knowledge and disciplined action. In today's hyper-connected world, it's easy to lose touch with that inner voice, drowned out by opinions, trends, and noise. But Stoicism reminds us, your inner compass is the most reliable guide you have, if it's grounded in reason and virtue. So how do you begin to count on yourself? Start small. Set commitments and keep them. Define goals and work toward them even when no one's watching. Take time to reflect and course correct, always aligning your choices with your deepest values. This is the path to self-discipline. Over time, it strengthens your resilience and equips you to face whatever life throws your way, with calm, clarity, and strength. Lastly, Marcus Aurelius placed tremendous value on showing up, consistently, deliberately, and with intention. To him, discipline wasn't about bursts of effort. It was about quiet, steady devotion to one's duties, day in, day out. Life, for Marcus, was an arena, not for grand victories, but for proving your commitment through action, no matter how ordinary the task. Each day was a chance to live with virtue, to contribute, to fulfill one's role with care and integrity. In our modern lives, where motivation fades and distractions pull us in every direction, the idea of showing up daily might feel trivial. But this is where real character is forged, not in the dramatic, but in the consistent. Discipline is built one decision at a time. By choosing to show up, even when it's hard, you reinforce who you are and what you stand for. So, ask yourself, what does it look like to show up fully today? And how can I embody the kind of discipline Marcus Aurelius lived by, not just in thought but in action? In the end, Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion or becoming detached. It's about choosing clarity over chaos, responsibility over blame, and purpose over distraction. And through the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, we're reminded that discipline isn't a trait you're born with. It's something you cultivate every single day. So stay with this journey, because the deeper we go, the stronger, clearer, and more grounded you'll become. It's easy to feel inspired one day and completely off track the next. That's where Stoicism reminds us of the quiet power of consistency. It's not intensity but regularity that shapes character. Not the rare moments of greatness, but the steady, often unseen, commitment to show up day after day. This doesn't mean every day must be a masterpiece of productivity. Rather, it means refusing to let a day slip by unnoticed or unused. Whether it's advancing in our career, improving our health, or deepening our relationships, meaningful progress depends on the simplest, most overlooked commitment: to show up. And showing up isn't just about discipline. It's a Stoic practice of mindfulness, being fully present, doing today's work today, not burdened by yesterday's regrets or paralyzed by tomorrow's uncertainty. Marcus Aurelius wrote often about this, about focusing only on the task before us and doing it to the best of our ability. This present-focused attention is what transforms routine into ritual, and effort into improvement. To cultivate this discipline, start small. Decide what showing up means for you. It could be writing a single paragraph of that book you've been meaning to start, a 5-minute workout, 10 uninterrupted minutes with a loved one. The scale doesn't define transformation, the act of showing up does. Each day you honor your commitment, you reinforce your willpower. You strengthen the very resilience Stoic philosophy is built upon. This daily effort is a living embodiment of the Stoic belief in personal responsibility and continuous self-mastery. It reflects a deep truth. While we may not control the outcomes of life, we can always control our effort. And in that consistent, deliberate effort, we find the discipline needed to lead a purposeful and fulfilling life. Now, consider another essential Stoic principle: the embrace of discomfort. To some, it may sound harsh, but to the Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, voluntary hardship wasn't about suffering. It was about training the mind, preparing for the inevitable adversities that life will, at some point, impose on us all. This could mean forgoing certain luxuries, enduring physical challenges, practicing restraint in small, everyday choices. Because if you're familiar with discomfort, you won't be shattered when adversity strikes. You're training your mind to remain stable, clear, and unshaken. But why choose discomfort in a world obsessed with comfort? Because growth lives on the edges of comfort zones. When we step beyond ease, we confront the limits of our patience, will, and mindset and begin to stretch them. Voluntary hardship reframes comfort, not as a need, but as a luxury we can live without. In doing so, we become mentally tougher, more grateful, and profoundly more aware of what truly matters. It sharpens our appreciation. Skipping a meal can deepen our gratitude for food. Walking instead of driving can renew our respect for health and mobility. It also fosters empathy. By experiencing even a fraction of the hardship others endure daily, we connect to the broader human experience, grounding ourselves in humility and shared reality. So, how can you integrate this into your life? Start simple. Wake up an hour earlier. Limit screen time. Take cold showers. Choose the stairs. The point isn't the difficulty itself. It's the intention behind it. Every act of voluntary discomfort is a quiet step towards strength, clarity, and discipline. And at the heart of Stoicism lies one of its most transformative ideas: the dichotomy of control. A principle so simple yet so profound. Focus only on what is within your control, release everything else. Our thoughts, actions, choices, and attitudes, these are ours. Everything else? External. We cannot control the weather, the behavior of others, or the state of the world. And Marcus Aurelius wrote again and again, being upset over the uncontrollable is not only futile, it robs us of peace. This idea isn't about detachment. It's about liberation. When we let go of what we can't control, we reclaim our energy for what we can. This principle reshapes how we respond to challenges, how we set goals, and how we define success. We stop tying our happiness to outcomes dictated by chance, and begin to anchor it in effort and integrity. Ask yourself often, is this within my control? If the answer is no, let it go. If yes, act with virtue, focus, and purpose. Over time, this mindset builds not just peace but power, because you stop being reactive. You become proactive. You no longer drift with the currents, you navigate by your inner compass. Marcus Aurelius never promised a life free of hardship. He offered something better, a way to stay rooted, calm, and noble amidst life's inevitable storms. By internalizing this principle, you don't just change your life, you quietly influence those around you. With your example, your steadiness, your refusal to be defined by what happens, but by how you choose to respond. This is not a limitation, it is a liberating realization. It opens the door to profound personal growth and resilience. Practicing this principle begins with awareness. We must first observe our habitual reactions to challenges. Do we default to blame? Do we waste energy complaining instead of adapting? Stoicism doesn't ask us to suppress our emotions, only to understand them more deeply, to pause, reflect, and then choose a response grounded in reason, not reaction. It means acknowledging our pain, our frustration, without being ruled by it. It means honoring our disappointments while still taking the next step forward. At its core, this Stoic mindset invites us to see every obstacle as a training ground. Every hardship becomes a moment to practice virtue, a test of our inner strength. It's a perspective that transforms helplessness into agency. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to embody resilience, perseverance, and courage, the very qualities that define the Stoic ideal. By refusing to play the victim, we claim emotional independence. We build an inner fortress of calm, unshaken by the tempests of life. This isn't about indifference or emotional detachment. It's about equanimity, a steady mind rooted in principle, not circumstance. In this state, we don't live at the mercy of events, we live in alignment with our values. We navigate life with a compass, not a windsock. Marcus Aurelius didn't just teach this, he lived it. He viewed this personal discipline as a path to a deeper freedom. Not freedom from struggle, but freedom through mastery of the self. And a key part of this mastery lies in one vital skill: delayed gratification. In the Stoic view, delaying gratification isn't about rejecting pleasure. It's about prioritizing purpose over impulse, virtue over indulgence. It's a strategic, thoughtful pause, choosing long-term fulfillment over short-term ease. In our culture of instant everything, this has never been more relevant. The ability to wait, to forgo the quick reward, is a rare but powerful virtue. To Stoics like Aurelius, giving in to every fleeting desire leads to slavery of the soul. You become captive to whim and impulse. But when you exercise restraint, you regain control. You live by reason, not reaction. This doesn't require grand gestures. It starts in the small moments, choosing a nourishing meal over junk food, saving money instead of spending on impulse, studying, training, or creating, even when entertainment beckons. Each act of restraint is an affirmation of your values, a quiet declaration that your goals matter more than your urges. And science agrees. Research shows that those who can delay gratification tend to have stronger relationships, better health, greater success, and deeper emotional resilience. It's not about denial, it's about choice. Stoicism teaches us to rule our desires, so that our desires don't rule us. And closely tied to this mastery of desire is another powerful Stoic lesson. Don't let others define you. Ignore the naysayers, not with arrogance, but with clarity. Stoicism teaches us that the opinions of others, whether praise or criticism, are beyond our control, and so they cannot be the source of our peace. Marcus Aurelius emphasized this constantly. Let the noise of the crowd pass you by. Focus only on what you know to be true, your values, your actions, your inner judgment. This doesn't mean we reject all feedback. Constructive feedback, offered with wisdom and care, can be invaluable. But random criticism, baseless doubt, let it go. Ask, Is the source informed? Is the intent genuine? Does this align with who I want to become? If not, release it. Move forward. Building this inner strength is essential in today's hyper-connected world, where opinions are endless and noise is constant. To ignore the crowd is not to isolate. It is to protect your focus. This discipline breeds emotional resilience. It keeps you grounded in your long-term vision, even when others don't understand it. To live by Stoic principle is to rise above the social validation loop. To stop measuring your worth by applause or criticism. Instead, you listen to the one voice that matters most, your own inner dialogue. And this inner dialogue can be shaped, refined not just through thought, but through emulation. One of the most powerful tools in Stoicism is learning from those who embody the virtues we aspire to. For Marcus Aurelius, this was essential. Though he was an emperor, he often wrote with reverence about those who demonstrated courage, wisdom, integrity. To him, wisdom wasn't abstract, it was lived. It was found in the examples of those who had practiced it, not just preached it. Emulation is not imitation. It's observation with intention. It's asking, how did they respond to adversity? What virtues guided their choices? What habits made them strong? Stoicism encourages us to seek out these role models, historical, modern, even fictional. Anyone who demonstrates justice, courage, moderation, and reason. Choose consciously who you allow to shape your mindset. Watch their example, learn from their discipline, and most importantly, apply it. Because in the end, Stoicism isn't just something you think about. It's something you live. Emulating the wise is not passive admiration. It is active engagement. It invites us to ask, what about this person's mindset, their approach, their conduct, can I bring into my own life? How can I think, act, and choose more like someone I respect? This practice bridges the gap between abstract philosophy and practical living. It brings Stoic virtues out of the pages of books and into the rhythm of our daily decisions. We see these ideals not as distant or unattainable, but as lived realities, compelling because they are real, convincing because they work. In choosing to emulate those who embody wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation, we are engaging in a dynamic form of self-improvement. It's not static learning, it's lived transformation. We surround ourselves mentally, emotionally, spiritually with higher standards. This proximity to virtue naturally elevates our own. We begin to internalize the qualities we admire, and slowly we become the very individuals we once looked up to. But emulation alone isn't enough. To truly grow, we must also reflect. The Stoics believed that philosophy was not just something you study. It was something you examine within yourself every day. This brings us to one of the most powerful Stoic tools, the daily review. This practice goes beyond simply recalling events. It is a deliberate examination of one's thoughts, actions, and reactions. It asks, did I live today with integrity? Did my behavior reflect my values? Where did I succeed? Where did I fall short? The purpose isn't to judge harshly, but to learn honestly, to observe without shame, to adjust without self-pity. For Marcus Aurelius, this reflection was both a philosophical discipline and a personal necessity. Even as an emperor, he made time to write, question, and reorient himself each day, not to prove perfection, but to pursue virtue. Incorporating this into modern life offers immense value. In a world filled with distractions and constant motion, the daily review becomes a moment of grounding. At the end of the day, pause. Ask yourself, how did I respond to adversity today? Did I act from principle or impulse? What could I have done better? And why didn't I? Were there moments I lost control? What triggered that? This self-inquiry fosters clarity. It increases self-awareness. And most importantly, it keeps you aligned with your deeper goals. Transforms each day into a lesson, not just a memory. Each mistake becomes a teacher. Each success a reminder of what you're capable of. And perhaps most profoundly, this nightly ritual can offer peace. It allows you to close the day with intention, rather than carry unresolved tension into tomorrow. In our fast-paced world, where we so often run on autopilot, this quiet practice of reflection reminds us to live on purpose. It is the daily sharpening of the inner blade, a moment not just to review life, but to reclaim it. Amid the distractions and pressures of daily life, this simple act of reviewing your day becomes a powerful form of self-accountability. Gentle yet rigorous. It's not about self-judgment. It's about recognizing your strengths, acknowledging your missteps, and using both as fuel for growth. This Stoic habit fosters resilience and wisdom by making you both the student and the teacher of your life, constantly learning from experience and striving to embody the core virtues of Stoicism: wisdom, courage, justice, and moderation. Over time, this practice reshapes more than your days. It reshapes your life. You begin to live more consciously, more deliberately, more aligned with the ideals you hold dear. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Stoicism and the timeless insights of Marcus Aurelius. Remember, every day is a new opportunity to master yourself, to practice virtue, and to live with purpose. If you're ready to go deeper, explore the videos suggested on your screen. Your presence strengthens our Stoic Journal community, and for that, we're truly grateful. Until next time, keep living intentionally, keep living wisely,